you have to do 30 credits worth of courses in a department which is not your department, which is a department other than yours. So if I am an electrical engineering student, you have to do 30 credits worth of courses in any other department. Honors is something which you do in your own department. So there are specific pool of courses in minor courses and in honor courses, and you have to do and you have to search it from Google that which all courses are there. And electives are again part of your core curriculum. Unlike minor and honor courses, electives are counted in your major CPI. Minor and honor courses do not count in your major CPI, even if you get DX or NFR grade, it will reflect in your transcript, but again it will not be counted as a backlog in a core course. But electives are different. Institute electives are again which are courses from the whole institute. You can take up any course in computer science department and tag it as an institute elective if that course is in the list maintained by the GSS, where you can take up humanities elective, and I've explained that you have to take up one of those 4 courses in humanities in either 3.1 or the semester based on your department. Again, everything counts in your major CPI because these are a part of your core curriculum. Department electives, it is entirely based upon your department, how much department electives, how many department electives your department wants you to do. My department, Energy Science and Engineering, wants me to do 9 department electives. Maybe other departments have different stuff. It again counts in your major CPI, and throughout the course of your college, you can adjust your curriculum in a flexible way to do all these department electives. The list of department electives is again maintained by the specific departments, their DAM teams, and the, the, the department general secretaries. If you wish to pursue a department elective which is not specified as department elective, you can contact your DAM mentors or the DAM post for tagging it as department electives. That is mostly about electives and minors and honors. Do you have any questions based on these two?
So, say I'm doing a minor in some department, and two of those courses for that minor are also listed as institute electives. So, like, can those two courses just be counted as institute electives and I still get the minor, or do I have to do like 2 other institute electives except for the minor?
So what you can do is, so when you do these 2 minor courses, you first tag them as minor courses, and then if you want to tag them as institute electives, you can tag them as institute electives. But both of these courses cannot be tagged as two tags. Like they cannot be tagged as minor course as well as institute electives at the same time. So you have to do 2 different institute electives apart from those 2 minor courses that you have done. Yes. Is there anything? So, most of the minor courses run in slot 5. Again, if you are a her question is if you are a dual degree, what difference does it make? So, a dual degree student has to do extra courses because at the end they are doing master's program in 5 years, right? So, they have to do an extra course every semester. That is why they have mostly 6 theory courses every semester. Most of the minor courses run in slot 5 of the timetable, which is Wednesday 9:30 to 11, and Friday is 9:30 to 11. So if you want to do 2 minor courses in a semester, you have to register for 2 minor courses, and again you cannot be present at 2 different places at the same time, right? So again, mostly entrepreneurship minor courses run in slot different than slot 5, which is Fridays and Wednesdays 7 to 8:30. But most of the minor courses run in slot 5 of the institute. So dual degree students again have an advantage that they can do extra courses and they can do minors throughout the course, but again they have to have an excellent academic standing to take up 54 credits. Any other questions? So the branch change form would be floated from the official institute body or official institute administration. application software in ASC at the end of summers, and then at the end of summers you will be required to fill up your preferences, and again the algorithms that I explained, the two sets that I explained in branch changing, uh, there will be some CPI criteria, CPI cutoffs for every branch, and they will not be revealed from official institute administrations, but we'll try our best to get you in touch with these. You will be awarded a branch, and then then you have to send an acceptance form to the main building, to the registrar of IIT Bombay. If you are in the institute, then you can go in person, and if you are not in the institute, then you have to take sign from your parents and then submit the branch form. Have I answered your question? So again, you have to fill up preferences for your branches, like first would be computer science, then electrical engineering, or whatever your preferences are for branches. And then based on that, based on the algorithm that I explained of set 1 and set 2, you will get awarded a branch. Any other questions? Yeah, you can just put that particular branch if you want to get into that particular branch and not take any other risks. But again, it's a preference order, so yeah, it doesn't really matter if you put up computer science or any other branch. But if you do not want to get into computer science anyhow, so I don't see any point of putting up computer science as a preference. Pre-registration is different from registration. Registration is for core courses, for electives, for additional learning courses, for everything other than minor courses. Pre-registration is 1 or 2 days before the main registration. It is from the external ASC, so you do not need to access the VPN, access the institute network for pre-registration. And pre-registration is not based on first come first served basis. Pre-registration is entirely based on your CPI. So some of the courses are very popular, like data structures and algorithms, which happens in second year, and it has a CPI cutoff generally like 8.5 or something. So pre-registering for courses, again the algorithm sorts and awards you the courses that you have registered for based on your preference, and you cannot really change the course that you have got. You can drop it in the main registration, but pre-registration is only for getting up courses. Any other doubt? It is basically people take audit courses at the end of their degrees in 4.2 or 5.2, and they do not really want to stress up. They just want to walk through the course and maybe have it on their transcript, or maybe get an AU grade in that course. Additional learning courses, they have the potential to be tagged as institute electives or department electives, but audit courses do not have the potential to be retagged to anything, so that is why you can't take up audit course.
I'll be giving here my review on management minor. So I'll currently be moving into my fourth year, and I have done 3 courses in under management, which is under management minor. So as you all are aware, it's currently run under SOM, so School of Management. So yes, so why management minor or why management education in a technical institute? So the first question which you all guys will be having that, okay, I myself want to land up in core, I'm somebody who is really passionate about core, why should I do a management minor? And the inverse question for this would be that, okay, I'm somebody who really wants to end up in non-core, then I should go for this minor. This is kind of a natural thing, which the natural bias people have when they are trying to go for management minor. So yes, so what I would basically suggest is that whether you have decided that you want to end up in core or non-core, this minor is definitely going to help you. The thing is, it's always good to get informed yourself about the business side of things. The thing is, we are in a technical institute. We are doing engineering, but the end, it's about the market. So the good thing about management minor is that it will give you a very brief yet concise overview of different aspects which are technically required when we are running an organization, when we are bringing a product into a market and all. So this was regarding the basic overview of the management minor. So let me talk a bit about the specifics. So as you are already aware that for getting a minor you need to do 5 courses worth 30 credits. 6 into 5 is equal to 30. So under management minor you have choice for 6 courses. So you can take, so there are 6 courses available out of which you have to take 5 courses. So 3 of these courses run in the autumn semester and 3 of these courses run in the spring semester. So that's the thing. And for most of the courses, I guess for 5 of the courses, so for 5 of the courses there is no prerequisite. There is one course for which there is a prerequisite. So you at least have to done one management course for doing strategic management. So the thing is, strategic management will be offered next semester in the autumn, but for any fresher, you won't be able to register for strategic management. Fine? But yeah, so regarding all other courses, so you have courses on marketing management, you have courses on operations management, you have course on human resource management, you have course on project management, you have one course on strategic management, as I already mentioned, and there is one course on accounting and finance. So now coming about in general, the structure of the minor. So the thing is, the management minor, the profs taking those courses are generally very keen on keeping a very small class size. So the thing is, for other minors, you might find that, okay, the class size is around 50 or it's 100 for CS minors and all. But in management minor, profs usually don't exceed the class size ever 40. So you won't find a management class with a strength more than 45 in our institute for minors and all. So the con for this is that you won't be able to get management minor if you are not fulfilling the CPI cutoff. So the thing is management minor. It's tough to do a management minor if you are hoping to get it through waitlists and all. I mean, you guys will be aware of waitlist. If not, Madhav will basically make you aware during the pre-registration. So now coming to the general class atmosphere, the thing with management minor is that so the in general classroom atmosphere is way different from what you have observed in your first year. So there is a lot of emphasis on classroom participation and all. So in our courses, there is a hefty component of grade is decided by your class participation, wherein you will be judged in each and every class. So what some of our professors do is that after every class, they will assign every student some points based on what his overall participation in the whole class was, and those grades are accordingly accumulated. So attending classes is really serious when you're trying to do a management minor. There are professors who give DX if your attendance is not above 80%, but that's for 1 or 2 courses. But most of the professors will give you a grade penalty if your attendance is not above 80% in management minor, and it will definitely affect your class participation score. The second good thing about management minor is that the emphasis is not on rote learning. The good thing is that most of the management courses are structured in such a way that you don't actually need to cram up a lot of material. So, for example, the course I did first, I did marketing management first in my 3rd semester, and I strongly recommend anybody that whoso is ever trying to delve into management minor that you should try to begin with marketing. So, the good thing is that the course structure primarily revolves around case studies, where professors will give you some cases for pre-reading, and you are expected to read those cases and come to class, and there will be a very healthy discussion regarding various aspects of the case. So yeah, so as I already mentioned, the emphasis is not on rote learning, and in papers also, in examinations also, there will be almost half of the paper will be based on case studies. So based on the case studies which the professor has or has discussed in the class, there will be a few cases wherein you have to apply some basic principles and solve those questions. So that's a really good thing about this minor. Regarding now coming to the cons, the biggest con which I would rather see for this minor is that for most of the minors, if you somehow decide that you don't want to continue this minor, suppose you have done 2 courses and you decided, okay, I'm not going to complete those 5 courses. What I will do is that I will tag those 2 courses as department electives or institute electives also. So as per institute rules, management minor courses can't be tagged as institute electives also. So if you're somehow if you're somehow skeptical about whether you don't, I mean, if you just want that you don't want to complete your minor and you want to retag the courses which you have already done, it's not possible. So I mean, that's a big con which I see. I mean, when it comes to management minor, and I mean, barring this, I don't see any major con in basically in management minor. So yeah, regarding the CPI cutoff, I would also like to inform that if you are above 8.5, you have a very decent chance of getting a management minor, and if you're somehow below the mark, then most probably you have to apply for waitlist. And I guess only 2 or 3 people are lucky enough to get minors through waitlist. So if you really want to begin with your management minor, and unfortunately you don't have a CPI high enough for that, I mean, it's very important if you I mean, if you registered first and you are number 1 or number 2 in the waiting list. So anybody having any questions about management minor? So yes.
Two questions.
Yes.
First thing is that, can you like explain what are the quality of the props in the
Yeah. Okay.
second question? Could you explain like any like kind of projects or something you have?
Yeah, thanks. So regarding the quality of props, my experience generally says that management props, on an average, as far I have interacted with props in various other departments, they are a lot more enthusiastic about teaching. So I mean, one of the best professors, in my opinion, is one of the best professors under whom I have done a course belongs to management. Okay. So this was your answer on regarding the quality of profs. So most of the profs are genuinely concerned about teaching. And yes, the second thing is that most of the, I mean, I guess almost all of the courses have 1 or 2 projects. The good thing about this minor is that there will be people from diverse backgrounds. So almost any people from any department are equally eligible, or I mean, equally eligible to do a management minor. So the most of the times the scene is that there will be people from diverse backgrounds, and for any project, so most of the projects are group projects. There will be people of 4, 5, even 6 people involved. So you have to talk to a lot of people with whom you would have never got a chance to talk to. So that's the really good thing about this minor, that it gives you an actual feel about what life in industry would be, where you have to talk with with the people from various different backgrounds, and you have to get your work done. So this was the thing. So in most of the management courses, I mean, in all of the management courses, you will definitely have 1 or 2 projects, and those projects are really nice. I mean, really interesting to do.
Hi, I'm Varun and I'm a fourth year undergrad from mechanical department, and by the end of this semester I will have completed 6 courses from the IER department, 5 tagged as minor, 1 as an institute elective. So I guess I should give a brief introduction as to what IER actually is. So from what I have learned is that it's a pretty vast and interdisciplinary area, and so I'm not sure if I'm the best ideal candidate for you to give this introduction, but what I learned is that the major idea of the field is to develop mathematical tools and algorithms so as to optimize and model different industrial processes and systems. So you are looking at maybe optimizing the supply chain or allocation of better resources, better investment in maybe advertisements and so on. So the thing is that this field, though it has started with optimization or increasing the efficiency for industrial and automation lines, the abstract nature of what a system means has made it a little bit more diverse. So to cater to those different various types of systems, different concepts from various mathematical backgrounds are taken. To go for better decision making, there are topics from concepts of game theory are taken into account to better model different random processes or random events. The probability becomes an integral part of this entire field, and similarly machine learning has again been a major part of this area because due to the exponential increase in data, you would like to forecast better. So yeah, that's about the field in general, a little bit abstract. So why did I take this minor? So I don't have a very good answer as to why I took a minor. The major reason was it was me being from a mechanical engineering background. IR actually is a field which complements it very well because dealing with various automation lines, the theory of various automation lines and how to develop algorithms so that it works better. Those are discussed in this minor. And fine, I guess I'll digress a little bit into the specifics of the minor. So this minor has three compulsory courses, 501, 502, and the last compulsory course is an option between 504 and 503. And the remaining two courses are any electives that you can choose. And IER department has actually a lot of electives, more tens of electives you can choose from. And the courses are of the form some of them are purely theoretical and some of them are more practically oriented. So I would really suggest that to follow the course plan as suggested by the minor, that is start taking up the introductory courses such as 501, 502, 503, move on to the courses that you are interested in. The major reason why I would like to say that is because 501, that is optimization models. It's actually a fairly introductory course, and it just goes a little bit more into the mathematics for the linear convex optimization, and then it again deals with formulation or modeling of various other optimization, constraint optimization problems such as network flows and basic allocation, optimal allocation algorithms. The next course would be 502, that is the probabilistic models. Probabilistic models again deals with not in the probability that you have learned in your JES, but it goes into more axiomatic way. And again, it starts with the basics and then teaches you the axioms of probability, and finally ends with the Markov distribution. And the final one would be 503, which is operational analysis. This is actually a more, the earlier two were a little bit more theoretically oriented, but the operations analysis is a pretty interesting course because it is quite practically oriented. So in this course, actually, you will be introduced with warehouse management, production management, forecasting, supply chain management, bills of materials, and more. So the idea is that it will give you a fairly good introduction to all of these terminologies, and a lot of algorithms will be taught to you. I mean, you won't have any proof or anything of that or any such thing that tells you why it is good, but you will have actually a good handful of tricks, a bag of tools with you, with which you can understand how people forecast the demand, how to allocate resources to what, or if there is a machine line or there is a job shop, how do you schedule the task that you have, depending on the losses that will incur if a task is delayed by some period. And yeah, the remaining again, there are again various courses in the electives that I would strongly recommend for you guys to have a look at it, because some of them are theoretically oriented, such as online learning or stochastic models or linear systems. Some are more practically oriented, such as introduction to financial engineering or introduction to game theory and more. And I guess the classroom atmosphere. So industrial engineering is a purely master's field, and there is no BTech curriculum as such. So all the courses you will be taking will be majorly alongside the master students from the industrial engineering. But nevertheless, in like most of the courses that we have here, it is most of the courses are technical courses. So they are a little bit math based. And yeah, I guess I was supposed to speak about the pros and cons for this. Uh, I cannot exactly determine a pro and con for this, as the structure seems pretty flexible for students, and it actually entirely depends on whether you are interested in it. So the cons would be that even though it is a field which is like an application with a lot of application for real life cases, but it is not just a purely application based field. You need to be equipped with strong mathematical analytical background for this. So if you guys are not much into math, then this course is not that ideal. Though it's not that heavy on math, but it is required. And the pro would be that it has various courses which are just theoretical courses and which have applications in almost all areas in engineering. So, if suppose in the course of the minor you are not interested in the minor or something, you can still do a lot of courses related to machine learning if you are on probability, which will actually be helpful if you want to change into some other areas such as controls and systems or something like that.
So, good evening, guys. I'm here to speak about the entrepreneurship minor. I have completed around 7 courses and I'll be completing my minor this time in entrepreneurship. And so there are in total 8 courses. So before talking about the courses, I would like to speak about what is entrepreneurship, what is startup. So you know about Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple. Like each of these companies, when they were started, they were a startup, and these founders had a vision that they wanted to turn into a reality. So what a startup does is basically they find a problem, they build a product, and then they sell it to a scalable market. And if successful, you also make a lot of money. Wink, wink. Okay, so coming on to the courses. So I'll speak of just 4 courses. You can find others on the website. So I'll start with the introduction to entrepreneurship minor. The first course, AND 201. So in this, you learn about the basics about business. Like what are the challenges that you might face when you have to go and start your own startup, like how do you talk with customers, what is your value in the products that you develop or the services that you develop. So these are the things that you learn in the introduction course. Then coming on to the proof of concept course. So in this course you learn about how do you make a product or a service. Like you learn about building stuff with your own hand. You learn a lot of stuff during all the other courses, but in this course you will learn like how do you learn different methods of 3D printing, then different toolings, designing. So in the end you can do user interface, UI, UX, so that you can develop the products. And then I'll come on to the intellectual property management for entrepreneurs. So in this course, you'll learn about patents, trademarks, copyrights. These are very important to protect your innovation, like from the competition, because it's a very hard market to crack out there. And finally, like the keystone or the final course is technology venture creation. So by the end of this course, you have to start your venture. You need to talk with like around 50 to 100 customers during the period of the course. You need to build a prototype, test it, and then make a decision whether you're launching a company or not. So there are a few other courses as well. You can find more information about them on the website. And basically, I'll explain you. See, here the theme of all the courses is basically, you go out, you start a startup, you turn it into a successful venture. It's not about getting good grades. Although like if your aim is that, you will get good grades in all the courses. And if your aim is just to pass through all the courses, like just sitting through, it's gonna be difficult. That is what I like to say. And apart from this, I'll also speak about Desai City Center for Entrepreneurship. So it was started in 2014 by Mr. Bharat Desai. He's one of the billionaires from IIT Bombay, and he supports the Desai City Center. And so the aim of Desai City Center is to support and nurture entrepreneurs so that they go out and launch successful ventures. And so the center does this through courses. It also does this via mentorship and guidance, and it also helps you via the connections. It would be difficult sometimes to get clients or potential customers, but you can get those through the center. Then also the center helps by funding you with the initial prototype that you make. So initially you would need some funds to develop the prototype and go and test it out in the market. So that is also where center helps you out. And during the summers and also during the December, the center also runs accelerator programs. And I'll speak about few successful startups from the center. So one is All in Call. The founder's name is Aman Goel. So they are into making AI-based chatbots. So they develop chatbots for financial institutes, banks, etc. Like one of the most notable places you will find the chatbot is at the SBI bank's website homepage. Then there's Sai Heman. Sai Heman's company develops robots for Indian Army. And then there's Justify. The founder's name is Kamal Kumawat, and it's a logistics company which has clients like Reliance, Hindustan Unilever, PNG, etc. And finally, I'll speak a bit about my startup. So my startup's name is Ogil AI. We develop computer vision-based automation solutions. And so, we were the winners in 2019 Eureka, IIT Track. Also Startup Jalsa 2018, and we were also the finalists in international entrepreneurship competition held in Taiwan. So all this wouldn't have been possible if we weren't the part of Desai City Center. And it's a very great opportunity which I feel very few people make use of. And so, if you have that passion in you that you want to create a huge impact on the world, so the things that you'll learn at Desai City Center will be very helpful for you on your journey. Also, Shakti sir is present here. He helps in managing the center. You can ask him any questions that you have about the center, courses, etc. And you can also ping me on Facebook. My name is Ovesh Tunawala. Okay, thank you.
What is systems and controls engineering? In short, it's about figuring out what whatever you're working with works like mathematically, kind of modeling what you're working on, and then making sure that you can take it from one place to the other or from one position to the other using a certain set of commands. And although it might sound really simple right now, it's unnaturally fairly complicated. And Syscon is a very interdisciplinary field. And in my class, so in Syscon you've got to attend, in the Syscon minor you've got 3 compulsory courses in your 3rd, 4th and 5th semester. And in each of those courses I've had people from aerospace, mech, elec, CS, I think there was an EP guy as well, and a lot of departments simply because, and chemical, a lot of departments simply because controls is very necessary in a lot of fields. Be it figuring out the commands that you need on your control surface to make sure that your aeroplane flies in the right direction, or the kind of commands that a factory would need to regulate the amount of chemicals it makes in the right quantities, or controls systems and controls also talks about robotics and figuring out how do I make this kind of a robot, how do I make it move from this position to the other. A position in a general sense could be anything, orientation, location, anything. So controls is very fairly interdisciplinary to the extent that at least in my short time here at IIT Bombay, I worked on basically a lot, which stems from like quad rotors to ground robots to like rocket controls to finally self-driving cars and things like that. And all of this basically comes under the purview of system control simply because all of this needs a knowledge of modeling of the system and a knowledge of what kind of commands do I give to make sure my system performs in the right way that it should. And so, as I said, it has three compulsory courses. The first course is primarily mathematical, very heavily mathematical, so that might be a con for those people who are not all that into math. And this sets out the basic outline of the kind of math that you need for the remaining courses. And after that, you'll have one course called Signals and Feedback Systems, where you actually get into the basics of control systems and controls that were invented in the 1900s. Stuff that is actually used today in factories, in the Tejas aircraft, in the F-35, in the robots everywhere. I'm sure you see, how many of you have done the line follower competition? Like you might have heard of a PID controller, right? So that's one of the most basic, most versatile of controllers that you'll kind of learn about in the second course. And in the third course, you go to more complicated systems.
You can always reach out to Student Support Services. My name is Madhav Gupta. I am the Institute Secretary Academic Affairs. These are the four coordinators Student Support Services has, and you can reach out to the Student Support Services Facebook page, and there is a group called Student Support @ IIT